Not a beer. I wish. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, the transmission incident was 100% my fault. I thought you needed a clutch alignment tool to put a transmission in. You do not need a clutch alignment tool to put a V160, Whiskey 58, or R154 in a Supra. Everything goes on the transmission first, and then you put it up in and then bolt the pressure plate to the flywheel once the training's up in. My bad. So that could have been in already. We did get a bunch of new parts. We got an aftermarket dipstick for the oil for the end motor from Freed Engineering. We got Powerhouse Racing high pressure power steering line. Powerhouse Racing throttle cable. Direct mount fuel pressure regulator. Powerhouse Racing oil cooler, which we got to figure that out because the factory GTE comes with the oil cooler like in between the oil filter and the oil filter housing mount, whatever. So I think we have to remove that. I'm not sure. If we do, then we're gonna have to like loop that one tube that I showed you guys last time that comes around the back of the head and back into the block instead of blocking those off. But I want to get a bunch of things done today. I want to try to get the power steering mounted, the alternator mounted, the AC condenser mounted, get the wiring in, and then I got to run and loom some wires for the fuel pressure sensor, and I think a few others. And then once all that's done, I can get the studs in for the exhaust manifold and get that on. Return line, feed line for the turbo, get the turbo on, get the downpipe on. By the end of this video, we're hopefully starting it. This might be a two-part video because I don't want it to be like too long because it's a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing because we still got to run the fuel pump harness and all that. So this might be broken up into like 2 or 3 videos, but we'll see. So I am going to get to work, and I'm going to start by putting stuff on the engine, all the accessories. So let's start there. Alright guys, so yeah, we're going to get the transmission installed. I didn't film much of the stuff I did in the engine bay, but like all that's mounted, power steering, all this stuff, it's all done. Shit in my way. But yeah, so we're gonna get the clutch put on the transmission, the flywheel, all that fun stuff, and we're gonna get the training in. I'm gonna try to film it from like behind the car. We'll see. But if it doesn't turn out well, sorry. Okay. so we got the tranny in.
This one.
You can see it's in the mount. Okay. So tranny's in. Clutch, slave cylinders hooked up, starters hooked up. We started doing the powerhouse racing oil cooler thing, but we need to go get a socket, and we need to get a line from here to here, a line from there to that one, and then a line from that one to that one, because what we have sucks. And we need to get clutch fluid and brake fluid. So we're gonna go ahead and run to the store, grab all that stuff, and then we'll be back. All right, guys, so it's the next day. We already bled his brakes, bled the clutch, that's all done. So I think we're gonna knock out the diff next. We gotta do the bushings in the front ears of the diff. And then the new bushings just get pushed into the subframe in the rear, and that's it for that. We're trying a different camera again, so sorry if it sucks. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start knocking the bushings out of the diff, and you guys can have fun watching that. So these are the diff bushings that were, well, these are the new ones. So they can only go in one way because they have to go in that down, and then this little cup goes underneath. This is technically in between the subframe and the diff, and then this, and then here, hold up one of those cups.
Sturdy.
This goes like that, and the bolt goes through, and that's what holds it in the front. And in the rear, there's the two that go in the subframe, which we showed you before. So yeah, we're gonna get this bolted up in, and then I don't know, he's cleaning bolts. Okay. All right, guys, so we got so we're getting ready to put the drive shaft in. We got the, let's see if I can get up under here. Let's see, we got the diff. There we go. We got the diff in. We're draining the tranny right now. And then we got to fill it with fluid. Then we're going to put the drive shaft in, and then probably, oh, I'm going to work out because I forgot to do that this morning. And then while I'm working out, Justin's going to start installing the Lawrence Shipman Special, which is the fuel pump relay harness. Yeah. So, he's not going to permanently install it. He's just going to run the wires. So we have it ready to go. We got the tune. We still need to do that wiring harness, but the brakes are bled, clutch is bled, all that's done. Drive shaft, the axles are in and tight, drive shaft's in and tight. It's filled with fluid, which, look at this, it's like old school how Toyota does it. Look, it's just regular diff fluid, 7590. He opted to get the Toyota stuff. It's completely unnecessary. And then we got V160 fluid, which is really expensive. So we're gonna get this drive shaft in, and then Justin might show you a little bit of stuff while he's doing the wiring harness. All right, guys. So we got some more work done. Let's see, we got we got the harness all wired up and figured out. We had to redo these knock sensors, yeah. And then we loomed the fuel pressure sensor, the idle air, or intake air temp sensor, and then we ran everything through there, and and the flex fuel sensor. But then we ran everything through all this, so it's all like factory. Through here, you can see the 3 wires there. Through here, and then they're all right there. So they're just gonna need pinned.
We should pin before we put it in.
If it could focus. Not focusing. So yeah, so that's just gonna need pinned into there, and they're numbered which one goes where on the plug. But other than that, yeah, we just gotta get that put in. Alright guys, so I finished doing some wiring over here. So I extended the wires for the cam sensors so they fit, so all this can get tucked underneath the intake manifold. It seems as though all the fuel injector wires are going to be fine. They don't need extended. Let's see what else. Oh, we got one of the wrong hoses or something from Powerhouse Racing. The one fitting when it's wrong for the oil cooler, so we just looped one of the oil lines for now so we can at least start it. The engine harnesses ran. The wiring for the fuel pump is basically ran. These are the power wires. Oh, sorry, the camera's completely sideways there. So you got your 2 power, and then you got fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2, and then we I depinned the plug, and then pinned the new connectors for the fuel leveler. So we're not using, the only thing we're using from the old harness is those 3 wires. That is it. Everything else we ran new wiring, and then the battery's going to go right here. But this is from Lawrence Shipman. This is pretty beefy. We're thinking about mounting it like right there somewhere, maybe. But Justin ran the wires up, so that's all ready to go. And then kind of disassembling things now. I don't need that one. Got the leveler off. I gotta undo these and pin it into this, so you can see that those 3 are for the fuel leveler. Then we got the 2 harness plugs on for the fuel pump. So I think that's it. We got to cut this off and redo whatever plug we're gonna put on that one. Don't know if his, let's see. Does this plug into those? It should. It's gonna be tight.
Maybe. If I didn't just fuck those up.
Well, it's probably trying to. They're just going to be tight. So we need another one of these plugs for this. Yeah. And I think I threw all mine away that I had.
There wasn't.
No, one didn't come with the kit. So that's what we got to do. We got to figure that out. Plus he ordered new fuel socks because there isn't one for that other pump, which for whatever reason didn't come with the kit. And he needs a new one for that one. So I don't know if we can start it without a fuel sock, so might have to look into that. But so we're gonna go ahead and keep transferring things over to the other one here, and then yeah. All right, guys. So we got the Radium Engineering fuel pump hanger put all together. So this is for like sloshing so it doesn't starve. We got the 2 pumps put on. Luckily we found one of these clips so I could rewire this fuel pump in, and then the fuel level sender thingy, those are all wired in and ready to go, and then everything goes up there with these, like the same style. So then up in the car we have, you know, pump 2, pump 1, I don't know if you can see that, probably not. And then the 3 for the leveler. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in as it continues to leak fuel everywhere. And then probably just start doing some testing because we're getting there. Okay. Alright guys, so we ended up getting the intake manifold on and all that done. That sucked. Is the hatch still open?
Yeah, kind of.
And then we got that put on. That wasn't too bad. That was actually pretty easy. But the hardest part was definitely this intake manifold and figuring out these injectors. And there's like some play in them, which I'm not too happy about. Especially this one, because for whatever reason that... Okay, don't focus, that's fine. For whatever reason, the hat on the bottom one, if I can get it to focus, no, go fuck myself, that's fine. That doesn't seat right. So, I mean, when we get power to the car and pressurize it, we'll know if they're gonna leak. So, hopefully they don't leak. And yeah, there's not too much left to do. Got to do the return line, the feed line, put on the exhaust manifold, the downpipe and the turbo, and the wastegates. Run a vacuum line over to that. Finish the return line, which is just a few cuts, that'll be easy. Put on the throttle body, put oil in it, put the dipstick in it, and that's pretty much it. We can crank it after that. We gotta plug in these, so we gotta put on that coolant pipe thingy there. But just to crank it and do some testing, we don't need to put coolant in it. Okay. Alright guys, so we have 19 minutes. Okay, so that is dirty. Hold on. Yep. Alright, so it's snowing outside and we're building a 1,000 horsepower Supra, so that's fun. Yeah, we're getting a winter storm tonight, so there's that. But
only 80 2 days ago. It's fine.
yeah, it was 80 2 days ago. So we made progress. Turbo's in, all that stuff's on. We still need to do the wastegates, downpipes on. Feed and return liner ran. All the wiring's done over there. I think we already showed that. Throttle body's finally on. Power steering cooler's on.
That's the reservoir. But yeah, like its cooler is on, as is the oil cooler.
Yeah, you can't see it though because it's dark.
No.
So
I mean, this is only half on because we don't have the lines
yeah.
hooked up. But long story.
The light's charging, otherwise I'd just show you guys. But yeah, so we got all that done. Still have a lot to do. Well, not really. We just gotta hook up power and stuff in the back. And then we're gonna put in the dashboard, and then I'm gonna run some of those wires over there for the fuel pump harness, and then maybe crank it and get some oil flowing. I'm leaving this off for now because I want to get the feed line here. I want to run it into a solo cup and get the oil pumping through the system, and then we got to do the coil packs and all that fun stuff. But yeah, there's that's the old one. Yeah,
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff on, and it's a cluster F, and like that was tight. We had to like shift this over. It was crazy, but we're almost ready to start it. It's scary. Alright, well, we're gonna go get the dash and put that in so we can start doing some wiring.
Oil! Engine!
So, okay. What time is it?
2018. 8:18.
It's 8:18. I should know what 2018 is.
Wow!
So, things happened. Things, oh god, things got done. Keon. Sure. It runs.
And she is girthy.
Somehow there is not one leak.
Yeah, we had to, I don't.
There's nothing leaking. Now, granted, there's no coolant in it yet. That's why we don't let it run long. Plus, the exhaust stuff needs hooked up. But like
Clutch, brake, diff,
oil,
tranny, and oil.
and power steering technically,
And fuel.
and fuel.
And nothing is leaking?
Not one.
I don't think we put fluid in. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think there's any fluid in it. So that's pretty sweet. We are having some wiring issues at the wiring harness for the ECU, so we got to get that figured out. But I think I put you guys down here. Let's see. Get that over here. Hello. Oh, it's like a weird, creepy light.
What are you doing?
I'm moving it. So
You're so... What?
it's the light. It's so weird. So
We accomplished our 4-day goal.
yeah, we wanted it to start and run by the end of today, starting Friday, and it does.
We done did things.
It does definitely run, and I still don't understand why it's not leaking anything, but it took forever to get the oil to pump through the feed line. So we probably would have had it started like an hour ago, and then we found that wiring issue at the wiring harness on the small plug, the small ECU plug, not the big double one, the small one that attaches to the jumper harness. One of those wires there is not making good connection, so it's probably a broken wire. So that sucks. We're gonna have to figure that out. El Cheapo just needs to get a fucking new harness.
Whoa.
So
Rude.
yeah, we gotta figure that out. But that is gonna be it for this video. I'm tired. We're going to clean up, and I'm probably just gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted and wake up to 5 feet of snow tomorrow because it's still snowing its ass off. So appreciate you guys watching. I can't believe it's finally starting and running, and that's amazing. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.